Little time to think. All of a sudden, the enemy have closed in. This is one of the Canadian Army's toughest training areas. Welcome to Camp Wainwright. For the last 2 weeks, soldiers from Canada, the UK, United States and France have been tested to their limits.
So exercise Maple Resolve is an exercise that brings you to a point that you think is your limit, and it extends you beyond that.
The training area is 680 kilometres squared. You could fit the whole of Birmingham, Manchester and York into it and still have room to spare. The Canadian Manoeuvre Training Centre is in Wainwright in east-central Alberta. The town has a population of just over 6,000.
From the air, you really get a sense of how huge this training area is. And right now, beneath us, more than 5,000 soldiers are preparing for battle, including the Mercians.
It's their intent to cross the Kura River.
The exercise sets two forces against each other. C Company of the 2nd Battalion, the Mercian Regiment, are part of the enemy forces. They're preparing for their final battle. Exercise Maple Resolve is their chance to get validated, which means they'll have the training approval required, so they're ready to be deployed anywhere in the world.
You have no idea what task will be given, where we'll go in the world, or if it's going to happen at all. So just being flexible is absolutely imperative, and we've certainly had that on this exercise. We've had to make that clear to the guys quite often. The training they're used to is, we'll have this on day 1, this on day 2 and this on day 3. And they'll understand that. We haven't had that at all here. Day 3 is now day 4, and actually day 5 has come forward because we're reacting to the enemy, and they're reacting to us as well.
At 2,300 hours, we expect that the Blue 4 is going to cross at objective atomic.
Deep in the heart of the training area, they've been working with the Canadian Lieutenant Colonel responsible for masterminding the enemy's mission.
North of that objective. I have learned that the Mercians are a tenacious group. They do not stop. They're like a soldier that every infantry officer would like to have. You don't ever have to push them to do something. You actually have to pull them back sometimes.
The final battle will be a big moment for these two soldiers, especially Private Joshua Howdell. He's 20 and this is his first international exercise.
I've been in the battalion about 6-7 months now. It's been a great learning experience for me, being overseas. What's been going on so far, the Canadians have attacked us at multiple different points, and the nature of being the enemy, we've been having to withdraw and lose the firefights. But that didn't stop us giving them a hard time along the way. We're preparing for the final attack now. It should be quite dramatic, should be quite a good time. Going through my mind will just be getting to cover, try and give them as much of a hard time as we've been doing before, and just having fun with it, really.
The next 24 hours decide the battle, really. So we are outnumbered, approximately 6-1. However, we do have the advantage of being in defence. We've got prepared positions, and we're definitely going to give the Canadians a hard time.
They're bracing themselves for the final attack, the culmination of 2 weeks' work. We find Lance Corporal Lusick in one of the last remaining trenches. The enemy has killed most of C Company. They're all linked up to an electronic system which lets them know when they've been injured and when they've been killed. This is the sound they don't want to hear, because it means the enemy has taken them out. And it's bad news for Lance Corporal Lusick.
That's me, Dad. That's it then.
Just me.
Well, the battle has been underway now for nearly 24 hours. We're with just some of the few remaining troops that are left in this scenario. Many of them have already been taken out, and in just a few minutes' time we are expecting the enemy forces to come right over that ridge for the final part of the battle.
And then they closed in.
Right there, buddy.
The battle fast and intense.
There's the tree! There's the tree!
It didn't take long until they were forced to surrender. So how did Private Josh Howdell get on?
At 4 o'clock this morning, we all got in the trenches waiting for the enemy to come. They sent in artillery, and unfortunately we've taken some casualties, and unfortunately some of us have died as well. The whole thing's been really good, good learning experience for me personally, first overseas exercise, so it's been good to sort of work with the Canadians and just to see like how they do things, and also to experience, just the experience alone.
And as some troops took a minute to relax, it didn't take long for them to pack up and head off. 2 weeks of sleeping rough over, R&R firmly in sight.